Greetings, my lords and my ladies. GM Nixon speaking once more, and tonight we will talk about something basic but nevertheless important: Lord talents. When I have started playing on a new server, people have been asking a lot about what talents are better to pick and how to use them efficiently. That is why I have decided to make this video and show you my way of using the Lord talents to its maximum potential. First part of the video will be dedicated to talents overview, and second part will uncover tips and tricks on how to utilize those talents in the most efficient way. We will start with talents overview. Keep in mind that I'm playing in a Season 2 server, so I don't have access to later seasons' talents, but the main aim of this guide is to help newer players learn how to use the talents, and I suppose the number of my talents will suffice. You will get your first talent point at Lord level 5, and you will keep getting 1 point per level from that moment. Talents are divided into two groups. Development. Talents in this group revolve around enhancing your construction and training speed, boosting your gathering capabilities, and several miscellaneous talents that will grant you specific bonuses. Military. These talents will enhance your combat ability both in PvE and PvP battles. Talents themselves can be divided into two groups. Passive, that grant you a constant bonus while the talent is active. And active, those that need to be activated prior to the action. Important note here: bonus from passive talents is applied before their action and for the whole duration. That is, when you start the construction of a building, for example, you must have the construction speed bonus active before you commence the construction for the bonus to kick in. Swapping to the talent while construction is already ongoing will not affect it, and neither will it be affected if you remove the talent after the bonus has been applied. Every Lord has access to 3 talent pages that can be activated to quickly swap between set talents, and that is what we will be using to our advantage. I will not be discussing every talent in detail, as the in-game information is pretty clear on that matter, but will rather show you my set of talents, and we will start with the construction set. As the name suggests, we will be using this set mostly for developing our kingdom. You will swap to this talent set when you want to start a construction or a new technology research, launch troop training session, reduce free advanced summon timer, increase your storage capacity temporarily, purify dragon chest, or increase the amount of your market refreshes. First talent we want to pick is Massive Construction for reduced construction time. Next talent we will be aiming for is Leaps and Bounds for Technologies Research bonus, followed by Recruit talents for increased troops training speed, Otherworldly Helper to reduce the summons cooldown, Build Warehouse to increase the warehouse storage, Seize the Day to reduce Dragon Chest purification time, Well-Fed to reduce resource cost to train troops, and Prosperous Trading to increase daily market refresh attempts. The rest of the talents are not very important for this set, as we will be using it only in the above mentioned scenarios, so you can pick whatever talents you want. Next set I will cover is Battle set, that I use for a PvE fighting routine. Gnome raids, Malinas, Arena, Mysterium, or bosses. Military talents are a little bit more complicated than development talents, as the choice here depends on the immortals you use and your main March composition. Another important note is that this set revolves around fighting environment mostly, and is not the best choice for an open world PvP, as we are not normally using active talents when fighting gnomes or bosses. First pick is pretty easy. Clutch shot for extra crit value and more damage output. As a result, next pick depends on your March composition. I go for knife through butter as I'm using a mixed March that revolves around dealing physical damage. If you are using magic damage immortals such as Merlin, you would rather want to pick Rage. If you are not sure, go for Methodical Defense, as it will be useful in any scenario. Next talent we pick is Pack Light. I have heard people underrating this talent as 5% AP cost reduction is not a big deal, but with over 5000 gnomes killed and an average of 5 AP saved per gnome, this talent alone has saved me over 25,000 AP points or 209 hours worth of AP recovery. And I'm not a seasoned player. Next pick is Ambush Strike, as we use this set mostly offensively, followed by survival methods to minimize our troops' losses. Another offensive talent, Last Stand, but we keep it as a last resort option as we do not want to lose prosperity. One more easy pick is Domination, as it works nicely against any enemy March or gnomes, and yet another offensive pick, Sneak Attack, followed by a hard choice once again. I have picked Mikard Guardian to boost my Alexander and Barker damage output, as they rely on auto attacks solely. However, if you are using immortals that are mostly dependent on using their ultimate abilities, such as Can or Merlin for example, I would suggest you picking Old Guardian instead. Excitation is a fine choice. It adds a bit more randomness to the fight outcome, but if it lands on a proper immortal, it can become a game changer. Next pick is Target Locked for the majority of marches, as we do not want our troops to hit the air, although Strong Will can be useful in tanky marches that include Charles and YSS for example. Final set is called On Demand, and as the name states, we will be swapping talents here depending on our current needs. When I go on a gnome hunting session, I will compose this set the following way. In the development tree, we want to pick Experience for extra experience gains, Safe and Sound to nullify our troops' losses on several gnome kills, Pleasant Surprise for extra enchant stones. In the military talent tree, we aim for Pack Light to reduce our AP costs and survival methods to minimize troop losses. When the gnome killing rampage is over and we want to dedicate some time to gathering, we reset the talent tree and pick a new set of talents. Easy peasy for quicker stone gathering, Trudge for extra troops load, and Well Versed for quicker iron gathering. This way we are using all charges for easy peasy and well versed, and when our troops return we swap them with high proficiency and dexterity for a quick food and wood gathering session. When you go on a city siege, you want to reset the tree once again and pick following talents: Ruin for extra damage to city garrisons, and Shock for an insane amount of damage to city walls. Top those two talents with talents from the previous set and your sieges will become more efficient and probably pleasant. Two more talents that are worth mentioning in this section are Gift of Piety and Economics Expert. I pick them daily when I'm about to pray for resources in the Wishing Fountain or launch another session of Gold Transmutation. Before you log out, you can pick big yields and plentiful gold for extra resources and gold generation while you're away. There can be a multitude of variations that can be used, and I have shown you some of them that I efficiently use myself. All those little bonuses you get from the talents might not seem a lot at the beginning, but in the long run, they turn into a very nice and pleasant advantage that you can use to keep up with other players. I hope you will find this video useful, and if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comments. And see you in the Infinity Kingdoms. Bye bye!